I'm gonna start this video off with a disclaimer. I am not great at reading maps. That's it. So, let's get started. So now that we have what we're going to do, we're gonna now learn how to do it. So, you're gonna need a compass, and that compass should probably have a string attached to the end, just for measurement purposes when you're using your compass to learn how to read your map. Map. Alright, so now that I've got my map, I need to just turn it on. Here we go, it's warming up. Alright, view map, I guess. Oh, look, nice, very nice.
You're using a GPS for maps? That's cheating. Come on, back in my day, we used real maps. Like, get out the paper, start looking. Longitude and latitude.
Okay, so I've just been informed that a GPS does not count as utilizing a map, and it also doesn't count for like any of the stuff that we need to use our compass for. So I'm just gonna reevaluate, and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back and I've learned some things. So apparently orienteering is a little bit harder than I thought, and you can't just use a GPS to get from one place to another, especially if technology fails. So if your GPS dies, or if you need any way to get from one place to another and you have a map and you have a compass, we're going to start with the compass for learning purposes. So because it's a little harder than I thought, I've had to learn some things, so now I'm educated in orienteering. Thanks, Mom. And I'm going to show you the different parts of our compass now. So I've added this string because now I'm fancy, I'm professional. And so working our way outside in. So this guy here, it's got a little ruler to show you distance. And then over here, it actually shows you by kilometers on the top, which is a cool feature that this compass has. I don't know if you can see it. Do one of the beauty guru things. I don't know. And then here we've got a magnifying glass, so we're able to see things up close and personal. That's a little freaky. And so we've got our magnifying glass, our ruler. Here, as we're moving inwards, we have our direction of travel arrow right here. I don't know if you can see it, but here's our direction of travel. So when you place it down on the map, it's going to be pointing at the direction you are traveling. So you're moving your compass, you're moving your map, so on and so forth. Next, so this is the base plate. So base plate, direction of travel arrow, rulers on either side. One shows kilometers, one shows centimeters, and then magnifying glass. And then we also have these things in here, which are the little black lines. I don't know if you can see them better this way, but the little lines are our orienteering lines, sorry. And our orienteering lines will move as you move the compass, because they're fancy like that. And then you can line it up with your map in order to orienteer yourself. And so then here we've got our little lines here around our north, south, east, west. And those are degree marks. So you're moving several degrees as you rotate the dial or the bezel. because I'm fancy and no fancy words. So catch me outside. And then we've also got our direction. So this guy here is our magnetic north arrow. So if you place it, should point to wherever magnetic north is. In this case, for me, it's that way. That doesn't make much a difference from you because we're not sitting in the same place, probably, unless you're in my house, which actually maybe. I mean, my mom's here, so yeah. And then so if you're reading your compass and you're reading the different degrees, so north is 0 or 360, west is 270, east is 90, and south is 180. And so, yeah, that's it for the compass, our rad little dude here. Next, we're going to move into the map. All right, so to continue with that, so we learned about our compass. We got our compass down. We know all of the parts of a compass from top to bottom. And so now we have to figure out what's our map like. So first of all, you're going to figure out where you are. Purchase a map for that area. Unless you really want to get lost, I don't know. Maybe somebody does. But you're going to make sure that you have the right map for the right area. So there isn't one that I could go out and purchase right away, so I've printed one off the internet. It's not great, to be honest. So I have the other version pulled up on my laptop as well. So you're going to see something that looks like a V. And there should be a star or a north symbol, something on that V. And that's your magnetic north and true north parts of your map. It's right there on mine. I don't know if you can see. But this allows you to find out the true north and the declination of where you are. So you need to account for declination before you're even starting, because 1% off could lead you to be like 200 meters off of where you're actually supposed to go. So when you're figuring out declination on a map, you want to consider the two things. 1, west is best, and 2, east is least. So what that means is west, you're going to add, and east, you're going to subtract. So when you're looking at your compass, you're going to want to, for myself, I'm going to subtract however much percent is on my map. So when I do that, it allows me to account for all parts of the map. 1% could be 280 meters off, 5% could be 1,402 meters off, and 10% could be 2,795 meters off. So it really does matter aligning your map with the compass. And so using the map and compass together, you're going to set the compass to north and align the edge of the compass with the magnetic arrow on your map. You're going to rotate your map until the magnetic needle is in the orienteering arrow. So you're going to make sure that your map bearing, you're going to find your map bearing, adjust declination, and then follow that bearing going from field to map. And opposite going from field to map, sorry. So from map to field, west is best, and from field to map, the opposite. So west is best when going from map to field, and then west is least when going from field to map. So those are just some things to consider. You're talking about finding declination. So the world is set up in this UTM system. So it's divided kind of like an orange So if you picture the world, it's round. So picture the world round like an orange, and you're going to be dividing it into 60 strips or zones. So Canada covers zones 7 to 22. And when you slice it all up, it allows you to find the different declination areas on your map. So what you're going to account for when you're going and finding that declination. So you want to find the grid lines at the bottom left side of your map. Determine easting. So read grid line value of the feature and determine the northing. So you're going to determine where's north, where's east, and you're going to determine that by accounting for your declination due to the UTM system. Okay, cool. What's next? How do I figure out where I am, and how do I figure out where I am on the map? So you want to find a field bearing, and so you're going to do that by center holding your compass. So you center hold your compass by placing it in the palm of your hand, and then you're going to bring it to your belly button. And so when you bring it to your belly button, you want to rotate until it's north, and then you're going to face north. So I happen to already be facing north, but you want to make sure that red fret is in the shed. So that means that you want your true north, or your compass north, to be facing the same direction you're facing. And so by doing so, you can also take a back bearing by subtracting 180 from that. So you're taking your field bearing, and you can take a back bearing by subtracting 180, which just means you're doing the opposite of that bearing. So if I'm facing north, taking a back bearing would make it so I'm facing south. So we've kind of gone over declination already, so that's pretty rad. So once you find your field bearing, you want to account for declination, and so you're going to move from your field bearing and then subtract west is best, east is least from that. So then on your map, it's going to show what true north is, and so you want to be following true north pretty much the whole time, or else you're going to be a large percentage off of where you actually want to go, which is not rad at all. So as you're leapfrogging, as you're going from your compass to the field to the map to the field again, all of those things, you want to make sure that you're doing it correctly. So if I am center holding and I'm finding that field bearing, I want to make sure that that field bearing remains the same as I bring it from my belly button to the map. And you can do so by just like lowering it gently. Also, once you've found it, you have the... Yeah, cool. So once you've found your bearings, you can then start walking in any direction that you so choose. And so you want to mark that place off on the map, so then when you're walking, you want to be walking in the right direction of travel. A lot of maps, especially field maps, will have different trails listed on them. So if you're moving on a specific trail, you should be able to see where that trail will lead you on the map. And then you should be able to just follow that. You can continuously take field bearings and continuously apply the rules of declination onto your mapping. And so then you should be able to reevaluate and figure out where you are from there. If you have any questions about orienteering, or if you have any questions about mapping, I'll make sure to answer them. And if you want to leave any comments below, yeah, so have a great day.